Hello, this is Emily Ainelli of Tea Girl Angel, and I wanted to do a video just to keep you up to date with things. Um, I'm very busy writing and recording, and I'm very pleased to announce that I have now um, confirmed that my fifth album release, A New Day, has gone live on Google Play and is also on the Apple Store. The songs within the album of A New Day, which is a 101 track album, is all or can be found on the Apple Store streaming site. But as far as finding the album, that's still in the works on the Apple side. But on the Google Play side, the album is there. It's actually live. Um, it's one of my most proudest accomplishments. Um, I love all the albums that I've worked on. I feel each one is unique, and I was very inspired in creating each and every one of those albums. Um, Now I'm starting to realize how much work goes into creating an album. It's not fun and games, believe me, but it works, and I'm having the time of my life doing it. I've got a lot to learn in the music industry and doing recordings, and I'm at a disadvantage in many ways because my genre is kind of unique, and it's very hard for me to establish a fan base. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have a fan base. Um, I'm on several music sites, artists' websites. Reverb Nation is one, where I have fans, other musicians, music artists, and also I'm on Number One Music, where I also have a fan base, a mailing list. I've created my new website called www.t-girlangel, all one word, www.t-girlangel.com. If you click on that website, you'll find my music recordings centralized to each album. You'll find my writings. You'll find pictures, and you'll find um, you can actually leave messages and you can subscribe to a mailing list. The website is relatively new. It just launched a few days ago, and the album A New Day, my fifth release, is very new. Um, it's hard to gain a sense of where I stand with my works. Uh, the only thing I can see at this point is that my songs are being tracked as to which ones are the most popular on both Google Play and on Apple Store. So I'm hopeful that that means something good, that people are indeed listening to my work and possibly buying it. I don't do this for the money per se, to be honest with you. I look at it as a venture, a dream actually of mine that I always wanted to do. But my thinking is unique because the reasoning for my creating these writings is more for noble reasons. Money is icing on the cake. It's what's in my heart that I'm expressing. And when you break it down, the things that mean the most to me are reflected in my writings and my recordings. Um, the areas of interest that I've been profoundly affected by autism. My son has been diagnosed with autism, Asperger's, transgender. I am transgender, male to female. I've known it since I was a young kid. Um, and I'm dealing with it the best I can. And I'm much happier transitioning to be a female. It's something that I've always felt I needed to do. So I'm very fortunate that I have had the foresight and the determination and courage to go forward with my transition. It's not an easy thing to do, believe me. I know from experience. But for me, it's the right thing to do. You know, I agonized over making this decision, how it would impact my son, my wife, my family. And I've been fortunate that we're still together as a family. My son I love very much, and we have a pretty good relationship. The only sad thing is my son goes to a school way upstate, so we don't see him that often. So when he does come home, I take full advantage of his time at home, and we try to do things. You know, I'm living on somewhat of a budget, so I have to be mindful of what we can do. But it doesn't stop me from having the times together with my son and trying to make the most of them by doing special things that he would like to do. Uh, I think he's very interested in his DVD collection, his computer. He wants to get a record player and start a album collection, the record albums. And he's a very smart kid. And I have a lot of, oh, excuse me for that. I have a lot of wonderful moments when my son is home. And I'm grateful to have those times together. They're not perfect, but they're wonderful. And I just want them to last for as long as we can have that. Uh, I have in my mind an idea for the Christmas holidays as far as another release, and I have a tentative title for this theoretical release that I'm going to time towards the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. And basically it's going to be titled, from what I can prospectively see, as Christmas Stories. That will be the title of my next release, which will obviously be a holiday release. And it will encompass writings about family, togetherness, eagerness of the exciting prospects of being bestowed presents from Santa Claus. Um, it will also encompass the holiday spirit and what the holidays truly mean. Not the commercialism, but the heart and soul of what Christmas is truly about, which is obviously the birth of Christ, and also in a more um, uh, if you were to ask people what Christmas meant to them, they would try to answer it in a more spiritual way. And I'm the same. I believe that Christmas is more about loving and giving. It's not giving of material things, it's giving of your heart, and sharing that with the ones you love. And basically, that's all we are doing is we want to share our love with each other. But we do it symbolically through gifts. When in reality, we don't need to have gifts. If we have a bond of love, that's really what is truly most important. And I feel that in my heart that, and it's unfortunate that there is a lot of commercialism, but that's what life is all about. But the reality of life is it's what's in your heart that matters. It doesn't matter about the commercialism. It doesn't matter about the material things. That's not the important issue here. The important issue is bringing people together, um, to share a moment in time, to celebrate a festive occasion, and to find excitement, happiness, and joy. And that's all we can ask for. And that's what I want from my son and my family. I am very interested in progressing, maturing, and growing as a recording artist, as someone who cares about what they write about. I write a lot about things that are near and dear to my heart, like I said. Autism is one, transgender related issues is the other, and suicide awareness, suicide prevention, survivors of suicide. These are all issues that are important to me because I've lived through all of these struggles. I had to face it with my parents. My mom starved herself to death, tragically, and my dad committed suicide by tragically jumping into the pathway of a speeding train. Uh, I've never tried to figure out what happened that my father would do such a thing. But what I had tried to do was to try to come to a peace. And I know in my heart that my dad was a wonderful person and I love him, as was my mom. And we can't get those things to just go away when we're affected so profoundly. We just have to deal with it as best we can. And my feelings have always been very focused on where I have to go. And with respect to my father's unfortunate suicide and my mother's unfortunate death, I've come to realize that we just don't know what life has in store for us. And what we have to do is try to make the best of life. It's not perfect, but we have to make the best of it. That's the only way we can survive. We all know we're going to die one day, so we may as well live life to the fullest. Emily Ionelli, signing off to my fans and friends. Emily Ionelli of T Girl Angel.